Actually, Gene, do you remember when you got your Dreamcast, or any special memories from that?
I got mine on October 31st, 1999, after I traded in my Nintendo 64 and every game I had with it,
What'd
just
you
to
get?
be able to afford it.
Wow.
We were not a very wealthy family at the time, so it was a very hard decision.
No, it's definitely understandable. Somehow I was able to. I don't know. Like, I never really got rid of any of my Dreamcast stuff, except maybe. Probably the only thing Dreamcast related that I ever got rid of was maybe Jedi Power Battles, which was that Star Wars game. It was a port of of a PS1 game, and it was a bad game on PS1, and it was still a bad game on the Dreamcast.
Well, at least the Dreamcast helped me learn of a wonderful game series that most people skipped out on. I like to call it um, Evolution, World
Oh
of
yeah,
Sacred Device. Some people hate it because it's a grind fest, and I can see their point. But it's still a fun game.
yeah. It's definitely. I hear it has its moments. And I hear the GameCube version is probably less than ideal of what you want to get for your.
The GameCube version is awful,
Oh really?
straight awful. Yeah,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
not even just because it's dubbed. The dub's not so bad, so much as they cut out most of the first game, and it's just the second game done pretty badly too.
That's really weird.
So like the first game had most of its unique dungeons removed, and also the music, which is one of the strongest points of the first game.
Hmm.
And uh, well, I could see why they cut out the dungeons, but I just wish they didn't cut them out entirely so much as they just shortened them,
Yeah.
because the way the dungeons worked in the first game was they were fully random generated dungeons, and they started off. The first one went like about 9 floors, and the last one went to about 31, I believe. So I could see it can get kind of annoying. 31 floors of randomly generated dungeons. And then one gets closed off during the game for story reasons. So after you beat the game, you can access the last one, and I think that one is 39 or 41 floors long.
Jesus. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not terribly big on RPGs, but like around when the GameCube came out, or well, not around it, like sometime late in the GameCube's lifespan, I was able to grab a copy of Skies of Arcadia Legends. That's pretty much, quote unquote, the only Dreamcast game RPG related that I actually ever played. I never beat it, but I've definitely got fairly far in it, and it's definitely a game that I like quite a bit.
I only picked up the GameCube version, and it's unfortunate I didn't bring it with me. Maybe I'll bring the original Wii up next time I go home, so I can just play it here.
Hmm. Ah. Alright. Well, here we have the Dreamcast keyboard, and we are definitely going to be checking out Typing of the Dead. This is another game that I picked up pretty late in the game's and the system's lifespan, but it was so good that I picked up 2 copies because the one that I already had was horribly scratched up, and I needed to find a way to replace the box. But it's funny since it's literally just a keyboard that you would find most common on like Windows machines, complete with like a numpad and everything. You could probably buy a converter to have any PS2 keyboard to work with your Dreamcast. And if I'm not mistaken, even the Saturn had its own PS2 converter, so you can just use keyboards that way. But I would mostly use this keyboard with like Quake 3 Arena back when that also came out. And I mean, it's probably not the most ideal way to and if you were to play with a controller, Quake 3 is probably not the best way to play that game, but it's still doable. But yeah, let's go ahead and put this thing on. that. Let's set that to loading so I can get this thing going.
Dead VMU! Dead VMU! Yay!
Yeah, unfortunately all my VMUs are dead since those things take up CR2032s like nothing if you leave them idle for too long. Also, speaking of that Sega Bits podcast, somebody, one of them was asking why Sega hasn't released Typing of the Dead for something like Steam, and I believe they actually re-released Typing of the Dead on Sega's own online store. But the problem with that is you are having to deal with Sega's DRM, and I'm not entirely clear like what they've done with that. Also, it's better to play House of the Dead 2 this way, since you can't really use a light gun outside of the CRT monitor.
Please be safe, G. How could anyone do this?
I'm not the best typist, but I can do fairly well.
James, I tried. Don't underestimate the enemy. James, take this. Harry and Amy are coming to back us up. Harry, go! Thanks, G. No! I don't want to die! My God.
Don't come! Don't come! Go away! Go away! Please, help him!
There was nothing we could do. Gee, blood stains.
It's also really strange that this game's actually suffering from censorship, especially since all the monsters are bleeding red blood, or green blood here. It's also weird. So, in Japanese spelling, you don't need to make use of a spacebar. And the same actually holds true here as well.
What is a spacebar? I don't know what that is. I just like to slam all my words together.
That's how it works in Japan. So basically, if you want to
It's
type
apparently
out
how
these-
it works in English too, as well, because people can't type anymore.
Almost. Ooh.
Sorry for
No,
interrupting.
I was just gonna note that you don't need to make use of the spacebar in this game whatsoever. I mean, it's really unusual, especially when you know, when I assume, especially with like Sega, when it came to converting games, like they would have to send it back to the original developers, so they would have to input all this English text themselves. The more perfects you get, the more your green bar fills up, and when you fill up that bar, you get an extra hit point.
Let me actually fix something up on our main page.
Also, I don't think it's really possible to, because I'm going to be playing these games in 4x3, there's not really any way to take off those sidebars. And there are some games I want to play in widescreen.
There we go. Autoplay equal true. Autoplay equal false.
People are asking who is this Barry? Well, obviously this isn't Barry, but this is Bartman 310. I'm a zombie!
Barry.
Harry,
Barry Obama.
What the hell?
Let's not get this political.
Nah, not right now.
Not yet.
That case?
I'm not drunk
People
enough
wondering.
yet.
Some of us are straight from Sonic Retro, so... And I usually am the guy who takes care of Video Retro.
No more fooling around.
And autoplay is definitely off because... Actually, Neko kind of yelled at me for that, so oops.
Well, not on retro.
Yeah. On Retro it's autoplay, because we're just wild and crazy guys like that.
I'm trying to fix that right now.
Oh man. Well, sorry, I didn't have much time to prepare for this thing, unfortunately.
Value left full screen. Value true. Okay.
Let's see how far I can go in this game.
Dogs of the AMS. Time they
Slash
move.
bars value. Autoplay equal false.
No! Help me! Need to hurry. What?
Just gonna cut that out.
Thank you for rescuing me.
I swear I know how to code. I swear, honestly. There's the other autoplay. Okay.
I assume the recording for the... because, you know, there's a lot of bad lines in this game, but... I assume it's pretty similar to how, like, Ryan Drummond would be recorded in Sonic Adventure.
Sit in a booth, have a Japanese person yell at you what to say, and then say it within a certain amount of time, or else it's a retake.
That's pretty much how it worked for, it's just Yu Suzuki just sitting there, not really, being told exactly, hey, this is some bad acting here.
Alright, there. Autoplay off. Yay! I can still HTML.
thank you for rescuing me.
No! What?
I can't get that guy.
get him out. Help me! Help me!
You're flying right over the Sunset Bridge. Something or someone has. Make it.
Need to hurry.
It's in the butts.
What are they?
Help! Help! Help me! Help me! Ah!
Thanks. Sunset
God,
Bridge
it's
is just ahead.
Ah.
Very easy to make mistakes in this game. Although there's at least still a bit longer time window to attack characters. Huh. I think something bad happened.
Bad how?
As in, like, the game just froze. I've never seen this happen before.
Yay!
Alright. Maybe this Dreamcast, after 14 years of use, is finally having it. Oh no, I'm a cheater. Cheater eater. Not even control... Even Control-Delete would sometimes... like, soft reset the system, which is kind of funny, but... Unfortunately, it's not happening right now.
Oh, that's a dead game.
Crap. I guess that's a sign to move on, then.
Welcome to Power Stone Wars.
That's a good idea.
All about my boy Wang Tang. Mister, I turn into a Super Saiyan.
Alright. Typing the Dead has fallen through. It's a great game, though. I really like it. I mean, I would rather play that than play House of the Dead 2 any day. And it's kind of weird, because, like, they've actually made sequels to Typing of the Dead, but they've never really come outside of Japan. Let's see.